AI in a bubble right now. What's the bull case? What's the bear case? And what should investors do to prepare for the coming years, both in the real world and in the stock market? My name's Steve. I've done a lot of trading. Bought a lot of AI stocks early, like Palantir, Nvidia, plenty others, AMD, etc. So I made quite a lot of money on the upside of this AI bull run. Now that we're here, we're up. The AI models have been out for several years. We're at GPT 5.5, supposedly 5.6. We're at Opus 4.8. We had Fable and Mythos, but they banned it. Now we're starting to see the true power AI part of it, and we're starting to see the true bull case and the true bear case. So with AI working as well as it is, people able to design things they were never able to design before, people able to do things they were never able to do before, how could we be in a bear market? I mean, not a bear market. How could we be in a bubble? Well, I was listening to one person. He said something real. All the greatest technologies, not all of them, but a good portion of the greatest technologies were preceded by bubbles. A guy was talking about back in the day when the railroads came out for the first time. The railroads were a technology that were obviously going to change the world. So everybody wanted to be in it. So they overinvested in it, and those stocks crashed. It was a bubble, but the railroad industry went on to do the same thing. Same thing happened with the dot-com bubble. The internet came out. Everybody saw it was obviously going to change the world. People overinvested. A lot of the companies failed. The ones who rised out the ashes, though, became some of the greats. Now, could this be that same moment for AI is the question. I look at it real simple. There are key differences between back then and now. A lot of the biggest players involved in this are profitable, so I don't see them just crashing like that. But the bears have two strong points that I want to make aware of. The first strong point that the bears are making is that, okay, we have companies like Nvidia that are extremely profitable. You have companies like Palantir that are profitable. You have a lot of AI companies that are profitable, but their spending is directly correlated to major companies that aren't profitable, i.e. Anthropic and OpenAI. So if Nvidia is only profitable because these major companies are buying chips from them, and these hyperscales are buying chips from them and using all these models that aren't profitable yet, the whole chain profitable if the foundation isn't? If OpenAI is not profitable, if Anthropic isn't profitable, if the large language model providers themselves aren't profitable, what happens to a Palantir? What happens to an Nvidia? So that's one of the strong bear cases that they have. Also, a lot of people think Claude can just take over all software, do all software's job. That's why we're seeing a lot of trouble with a lot of the software stocks, a lot of tech stocks, even though they're beating earnings hand over fist. That's why Microsoft's going through it, Palantir, etc., Salesforce, ServiceNow, you name it. That's why those are going through it right now. But the other bear case I want to look at that I feel is a lot more realistic and reasonable is cost. Now that these AI models are here and people have been using them, people have been building with them, playing with them, experimenting with them. I'm going to be showing you guys some of the things I've been building with AI. I've built an 8 agent trading system. I'm going to start releasing some of my agents, teach you guys how to backtest strategies, teach you guys how to use AI in your trading. But now that it's here, we see the true cost. ChatGPT is free or $20 a month. Claude is free or $20 a month. But real power users, that's not enough. They have a $200 a month plan where they give you a lot more usage. For people like me, I like to build apps, I build workflows, I build agents with AI, which I'll be showing you soon. But those things, when you do them on a $20 plan, a lot of times you'll hit your limit. So you'll have to go up to the $200 a month plan. And Anthropic and OpenAI are subsidizing both of those plans. Like, they're not making any money off anybody paying $20 a month for AI for the most part. They're not making much money off people paying $200 a month for AI for the most part, because their usage is so much higher than what they're actually spending. Now, the way to pay the direct cost for AI, I know a lot of you guys may not be technical here, is called the API. The API is the actual, what's the word for it? It's like The actual software itself is the large language model without the app. If you wanted to build an app on AI, or you were working on something with AI at a pro level, a lot of times you would use the API instead of just the $20 or $200 a month subscription. As someone who used the API is expensive as fuck. Like, a lot of times when I use it, it'll be 30 cents a question, 60 cents a question, $1 a question, $1.50 a task. And some of those will be for the lower models. Like if I'm using Claude, I might be using Sonnet 4.6 or something, and it still might be 30 cents a question. If I go up to Opus 4.8, it could be $1, $2, $3 a question. And recently we had the Mythos Fable fiasco. They released Fable and brought it back. They were letting people use it on their subscription just to test it, but the true price of the input tokens and the output tokens, some people, I heard one dude say he cloned the whole app in 9 prompts, which is crazy. He cloned a $10 billion company in 9 prompts. But he said it cost him $25 a question. Now, I know we're all in different places financially in life, but $25 a question, I don't think even a billionaire wants to pay that. We saw what happened with Uber. Uber spent like $3 billion, $5 billion on AI in 3 months because they probably had it on the top model. I don't know why a lot of corporate people were telling people to token max, which means use as many AI credits as you can, use the best model you can, use it as much as you can. But what people are gonna realize is they really start using AI more and more and more, there's a true cost to AI. And there's a way that you're gonna have to do it. Like, you're not going to be able to run every AI task on the top of the line model. It wouldn't make sense economically. It doesn't make sense feasibly. I don't need, put it like this, I don't need a PhD to be a fry cook type of situation. I don't need the large language model that's able to do new science and help people try to cure cancer and do advanced math. I don't need that same model to search the internet and tell me what's happening every day. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of these companies are gonna have to start budgeting with AI. Like, it's gonna probably become a trend to use the cheaper model for most of your tasks and use the expensive models only when you have to. And if that happens, that could cut revenue for the Anthropics, the OpenAIs, etc., and they're already not profitable. On top of that, we've got a lot of Chinese AI companies out of here, and they're open source and everything. They're making their stuff cheaper, and they're trying to compete with the US AI companies. So how does this tie all back into the stock market? Am I still bullish on AI? Am I still bullish on AI stocks? Am I still holding my Palantir? Yes to all three. But as you guys saw on this channel, I stopped trading Palantir options a while ago because I saw the writing on the wall. I saw stocks starting to stagnate, and I have taken enough gains to where it's like everything I originally put in Palantir, I've made that back and some. Even if it went to zero, I would be okay. But I would advise people, if you have serious gains in AI stocks like a Palantir, Nvidia, if you're someone who actually bought that early, actually bought it at $10, $20, $30, $40 before it took off, became mainstream, I would try to take some gains. I would not get out the position, but I would take some gains, maybe take principal off the table. And you would want to have money in the cut in a situation like this to not only buy the dip, but to be prepared in case we crash. Because I don't think AI is a bubble, but I think we could have a stock market downturn in AI stocks if we get the right catalyst. And if that happens, we want to be prepared to take advantage of it. Because if you know anything about the history of the stock market, people like Mark Cuban made a killing last time we had a new technology. He actually was able to ride the upside and the downside of the last dot-com market. He had companies, he sold the companies during the middle of the dot-com bubble, and he tried to hedge himself because he was exposed. He was trying to hedge himself to make sure he didn't lose all his money, but when we had the bubble and the bubble burst, his shorts made him even more money. It covered his losses and then some. So I would want people to try to put themselves in that position. So would I tell you to run away from AI? No, not yet. Not yet, no. If anything, I feel like it's time to really start learning to use AI in real life. That's why in a lot of these next videos, I'm gonna be showing you how to use AI with your trading, with your investing, with your researching, how to make agents to do things for you. But as far as the stock market, I feel like a lot of the easy money in AI has been made. It's gonna take, you're gonna have to be a lot more savvy this time around. Like the Nvidias, the Palantirs, the Microns, the more obvious type of stocks, those have run their course in their mainstream. Not saying they can't still go up, but it's not gonna be easy like it was when we bought Palantir at 7 and 10 and 15 and 20. No, it's not gonna be that anymore. What I think we need to do is buy the dip, slowly, but keep money on the table. You know what I'm saying? If you know how to trade and invest, if you know how to trade, this could be a big opportunity if we crash. If you don't know how to trade and you're just an investor, keep your exposure low to medium. You do not want to be overexposed and just sitting at this point in the game. Now, in the coming years, robots will be coming, self-driving cars, the technology is gonna expand, so they're gonna continue to need all these companies. But at the same time, we gotta see what they're gonna do with the spending. So I'm still adding the stocks, but I'm being cautious. I'm watching, I'm waiting, and I'm trying to see what happens. It's your boy Steve from Printer Gang Investments. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. We're gonna have a lot more to talk about.